I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to just jump into it. So the first scripture I'm going to read is Genesis chapter 1, verse 11. And it said, "And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself
upon the
the
earth.
earth."
And it was so. Sorry about the audio problems. Seedless plants are not common, but they do exist naturally or can be manipulated by plant breeders without using genetically modified
No
engineering.
current seedless plants are genetically modified organisms. Okay. All seedless fruit fall under the general category of Parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy. Let's see what Parthenocarpy.
Parthenocarpy.
Parthenocarpy. The development of fruit without prior fertilization. Now, anybody with any sense know that damn near every plant has to be fertilized for it to grow. The male semen, which is pollen, has to get into the female to pollinate it. And that's what you call the
Dioecious.
Dioecious is having male reproductive organs in one individual and female in another individual. And the male and the female got to come together, which the male is the pollen. And we can go and get that real quick. Let's see. Where is it at? Is that the one? All right, we just pull this one up. It says, why is pollen important? Pollen is a plant's male DNA that is transported to the female part of the flower to enable the plant to reproduce. Because pollen contains DNA, it can be used to change a plant's traits. Such changes increase harvest production or help a plant survive in a specific environment. So, if a plant doesn't, if you planting some hybrid seeds that what it is that Parthenocarpy or some genetically modified seeds, and it hasn't been pollinated, then how will pollen helps it survive in specific environments? So either they put that in the seed, however they do splicing seeds and all of that. I don't know. I don't get into all of that. I'm not a science guy, but I just take the knowledge, read it, try to absorb as much as possible. But what I'm saying is, how can a plant thrive in an environment, whether it be like a winter plant, and how can it thrive in the winter if it doesn't receive any pollen? Say such changes can increase harvest production or help a plant survive in a specific environment. I mean, it like that right there should tell you that it's not natural. Seedless fruits are not natural. It tell you right there, seedless plants are not common, but they do exist naturally. Okay, by you genetically modifying a Parthenocarpy, whatever the hell that is, which we about to get into it. Let's see, Parthenocarpy. Let's see, in botany and horticulture, Parthenocarpy is the natural or artificially induced production of fruit without fertilization of ovals. The female stem or whatever it is, the female hose has ovals that has to be fertilized by the male, which pollen is like semen. You know what I'm saying? Pollen is semen. So a plant has to have pollen. But these wicked scientists, man, they get in these laboratories and they play with nature and try to manipulate nature to destroy the natural process that God has made for everything on the planet. That's why he said in Genesis 1:11, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, whose seed is in itself. So, if it's seedless, how can you get something? It don't even make sense. Like, it's not natural. Like, how does one get fruit or a vegetable if there's no seed to grow from it? Easy. It's called genetically manipulation, because in nature, you always need a seed to plant in soil. You take the seed out of the fruit or the vegetable, plant it in the soil, it grows and produces fruit and vegetables yielding seed. Anything else besides that is wicked and is not of Yahweh. Simple and plain. I'm going to hit another scripture real quick. And I'm going to tie this into something else too. So just continue watching. I'm going to tie this into something else. Genesis chapter 1, 27 through 29. It says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. Be fruitful. Fruit has seeds. And multiply and replenish the earth. And subdue it. And have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And behold, God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Now God said he put a seed in everything. Hence, seedless plants are not common. Why are they not common? Because God said he put a seed in every plant or herb. So, if a seed is not in a fruit that you're eating, if a seed is not in there, 9 times out of 10, you eating a genetically modified organism. I don't care about the Parthenocarpy. That's nonsense. That's laboratory talk to me. You know what I'm saying? If a plant doesn't need pollen, in nature, if a plant doesn't receive pollen, it's considered corrupt, and you throw that out. Like, you don't eat that. Yeah, it happens in nature. Sometimes a plant doesn't get pollinated, and it's a malfunction. It's all, it don't even look right. So they took whatever that is and put the term Parthenocarpy on it, and that's what they making in these laboratories, man. Look at that. It doesn't even look natural, man. It doesn't even look natural. Look at that. That's the wicked, man. That's the wicked of this world.